What is the difference between hyzer and anhyzer in disc golf, and how can you use understable discs to achieve these different release angles? Well, I'm going to show you in this video, but before we get started, make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and let's get started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the difference between overstable and understable. Beginners will find that understable discs are much easier to throw as it requires less effort and less power versus overstable discs. Now, overstable means that the flight of the disc is going left, and then understable means the flight of the disc is going to the right. Now, as a beginner in disc golf, you're probably thinking, why is this understable driver going really hard left on me? Well, it's just in the fact that all drivers will be very hard to throw because it requires more power and more effort to stay in the air longer. When I first started playing disc golf, I heavily relied on overstable drivers. I knew that every single time they released out of my hand, that it would dump left on me. Super predictable, but it was definitely limiting my game. After about 5 years or so, I finally broke the habit of just only throwing overstable drivers, and I started learning understable discs. And after that, I was then able to throw straight and to the right. My game was definitely a lot more versatile, and it was definitely a game changer. So do keep that in mind if you're a beginner in disc golf. Just avoid all drivers for now and focus on those putters and mids. Now that you have a better understanding of what understable is and overstable is, let's talk about the differences between hyzer and anhyzer. Now, hyzer is when you release the disc on an angle like this and the top of the disc is facing away from you. Now, anhyzer is when you release it on an angle like this and the top of the disc is facing towards you. And once you figure out how to release with hyzer and anhyzer, you're going to see a big difference in your game, and overall you're going to be a more versatile player. I definitely recommend for you to learn proper form first and to learn how to throw straight before experimenting with these different release angles. Now I'm going to share some examples of how I throw mid-ranges and understable drivers on anhyzer and hyzer releases. First, I'm going to be throwing my origin. It's an understable mid-range, and I'm going to be throwing it on a flat line just to give you guys an idea of what that looks like, and then I'll go into the hyzer and anhyzer lines with you. So as you can see, the origin on a flat line naturally wants to go right. So if I want it to go straight, I actually have to put a little bit of hyzer on it for it to flip up and go straight. Now I'm going to share with you what it looks like on a slight hyzer line, and what should happen is when I release it with the slight hyzer, it should flip up and go straight. So as you can see, with just slight hyzer on an origin, it just wants to flip up and go straight. Now I'm going to share with you what it looks like on a super hyzer line, and it should just go pretty far left. So that one, it did go left, but I did kind of throw it low. If I would have had the right height, with that hyzer line, it would have definitely went farther left. So let's give it another try. All right, super hyzer on this one. Let's see what happens. So that time was a little bit better. I did have the right height and it did go more left. So as you can see, you can really manipulate understable discs to do what you want. You can make them go left, straight, right. I mean, you can make them pretty much do any line that you're wanting to master. Now I'm going to throw an understable driver. I have my Mamba here with me. And first off, I'm going to throw it on a flat line just to give you guys an idea of what that looks like. All right, so that one was a little bit low, but as you can see, on a flat line, that one wants to go naturally to the right. So now when I release it on a slight hyzer, it should flip up and just go straight. It's just a little bit of angle like this, and that should do the trick. Oh, that was too much, hyzer. Too much hyzer. Yep, that was pretty straight there. So as you can see, with just slight hyzer, I was able to make the disc go super straight, and that's just one other way to master a line with understable discs. Now I'm going to share with you what my Mamba looks like on a super hyzer line, and I'm going to be holding it pretty much like this all the way through. By releasing it on super hyzer, it was able to flip up, go straight for a while, and then fade left. To sum things up, understable discs are great to use for mastering hyzer and anhyzer lines versus overstable discs. If you're interested in improving your disc golf form, I do offer disc golf lessons, so make sure to check out the link in the description down below. If you got any value out of this, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, share it with a friend if you think it would improve their disc golf game. See you guys next time.